Hello, patrons. What's up, my sweet babies? I left my warm-up scribbles. Left my dang warm-up scribbles up on the screen. How's everybody doing? Welcome to DrawClass. I'm seeing Xandrew Burt. I'm seeing the Bingy in chat. The Bingy, I gotta tell you, you said WSG, y'all, and whenever I see WSG, my brain interprets it as what's going on. Doesn't make any sense. My brain's like, WSG definitely stands for what's going on. I can't think of any other way to interpret it. Hello, Zappy. Thanks for being here. And we got Bloodbender and Swalloter Girl. 1490. Hope everybody's doing well today. Excited to make some art on this rainy ass afternoon in New York. So today the plan is I wanted to do just like a full piece where we can kind of go through from the very beginning of like the idea to like looking at some reference to figuring out sort of what we're doing, sketching, inking, coloring, final details, get the whole thing done in these next 2 hours. That's the plan. And I think we can do it because I think there's nothing we can't do. And the only thing that I have conceived of ahead of time is that when it comes to making a piece where I don't really have anything in mind for what in particular I want to do, I'm like, let me dive into the well of OCs I've made in the past and pick one to do some fan art of. And you know who I've never done fan art of? I've never done fan art of Rat. From one of the old 4 artists, 1 character description challenge. Hold on, let's get the picture of Rat on here. Show me Rat. There's fan art of Rat. I need the actual picture of Rat. Here's the sketch of Rat. Oh, here it is. Rat. This one. And I was rewatching the video, the bit of the video, to remember what her character was and what she did. And seems like the vibe was sort of skeevy back alley deal maker. Like you make a deal with her and there's often unintended consequences type of vibe. So I think we're going to do some Rat fan art. So I'm going to leave Rat here. Let's crop this image of Rat. Let me crop my Rat. Y'all mind if I crop my Rat real quick? Don't tell anyone that I'm cropping my Rat live on stream. So we're gonna put her over here. And then the only other thing I was thinking of was like, I wanted like a baseball bat pose. Like she was gonna beat your ass because you reneged on a deal, or she has just perhaps struck you down with the bat type of vibe. And I found some really good reference images. They seem to be from Waffle Tea on TikTok. So I'm going to copy this one over. This is a sledgehammer, but it's got the vibe I'm looking for. This type of pose. Sort of a low angle, you've just been struck down type of pose. So I think that's where we're going to start. This is all the warm up I've done today, so it might take me a bit to get in the flow here, but we're going to try our best is what we're going to do. And in the meantime, what are y'all in chat working on? You got any pieces you've been working on lately? I saw that Rachel in chat said, nice topic as I sit here working on the final-ish steps of a quilt I started 4 years ago. Which is crazy. I've never done anything. I've never done any project that was that long. I simply don't have the attention span for it. Okay, let's make this big so that I can really get a good look at what I'm doing here. Get my mouse out of the way. Get the mouse out of the way because we only need the rat. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, chat? Okay, so this is a good example of when having reference is really good, because the arm at this angle and the torso at this angle, there's just like no shot I would have been able to perform this on my own without help. So I'm going to start with like the torso shape. I usually like to do these sort of lopsided rounded triangles that focus on like the high shoulder. You can't see that arrow, but it focuses on the higher up shoulder. If I move this up here, I can show you. So I like to follow this sort of shape here, and then also use this line to indicate the angle of the waist and stuff like that, just so I kind of have an idea of what the correct angle is. And then I know we're going to have the head kind of this way-ish, maybe at this type of angle. And then we're going to show where sort of the shoulder happens here. And now we have to do a series of ever increasingly foreshortened cylinders to figure out the angle of the arm. Let's see, this sort of forearm shape here really sticks out to me. So we're going to try to get that in there, and then that goes straight into the hand. So we got the hand here in front. And then I think we need to already move this bit up a little. Maybe bring it out more. So we got that shape, and then this shape. Kind of a beefy arm. I might have to like shrink it up to work with the character, but this is just kind of to start off here. And then I really want to accentuate this sort of lean back situation here. So then we'll have her looking down. And then I'm thinking we'll try to get sort of a low angle-ish background in here too. As I recall too, she had like a big ass head. I don't even have to recall, I can just look. I think I'm gonna make her head smaller for the sake of this piece. Oh yeah, her arms are just like tubes, huh? There's no way she just suddenly has one beefy arm. So let's try to thin this up a little bit. Maybe something like this. You got to get your tubes in the correct angle. Very important to angle your tubes. And then this is going to be coming out like a bat does. I want the world to know, and I'm going to let it show. Oh, I meant to set a timer too, because I want to only spend like 30 minutes on this sketch. But whatever. That'll happen naturally, I'm sure. Okay, then this sort of line is important here where the leg goes out this way. Sort of this kind of shape. And we'll probably... The other hand, I've just noticed that this fella's other hand is like down there. How'd you get that down there? I'm not putting mine down there. There's no way. So we'll probably cartoonify it a little bit more. We have to make sort of the skinny waist situation, big pants, I believe. Actually, Rat doesn't possess any pants. Or at least the pants are not visible. They're semi-visible. But we don't know what the situation with them is. So why don't we jump to this reference for a bit and start trying to get in some of the details here. Because it's going to be like torso. The pants are like split. Where's this torso coming in? Let's take a look. Okay. Pretty turned, I'd say. So we'll get the... This gives us an opportunity to sort of get these pants out here to make a cool silhouette. The pants situation is insane, Zappy. That's true. I believe it was Moist Critical who said that regarding the pants situation. Okay, then there's the collar, which would be up here. And the sleeves are torn. Nothing's right, they're torn. And then we got the sort of high crop going on. So we're gonna get that started. I guess it would kind of go like this. Gonna get sort of as much of the sketch in as I can before I inevitably have to flip the canvas and face my demise. Flip the canvas and be killed instantly. I think this would actually go even further. Yeah. Something like that. Indicate some abular lines, as they're called. Okay. I'm seeing the vision so far. Let's bring this back so I can see the angle of the head better. Because we're gonna have ears. We're definitely gonna have ears. One ear. Oh, the ears are big. We need them to be bigger. Maybe I'll even sort of rat them up a little bit. Semi redesign. We're gonna cheat the earrings into this ear because it's the one that is visible. Also, huge news, Rat now possesses a chin for the first time ever. So then maybe we can get the hair sort of doing some flyouts here for to get some movement going on. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I think this needs to be a little different. There's kind of one fun little side effect to streaming drawing is that I'm looking down here close up at my big screen, but then I can look up at my preview window to to like see how it looks zoomed out and get like a better perspective on the situation. It's kind of a nice little bonus. I like having another window up where it's zoomed out. I think that's something you can just like do in Clip Studio too, if you so desired. What the heck is that line over there? Excuse me? Who said you could be here? Okay. Then I know we're gonna have eyes for sure. So we want to make sure those follow the line of the sort of radius of the dome radius. And we want her looking down at you with those unsettling pink eyes. Nose maybe. That doesn't look too bad. Probably have to fix some of this later, but this is just to get stuff down. I feel like it's good to not be too precious in this phase, just so we can get all the pieces down, and then at least we're working with like stuff that's there instead of stuff that isn't there. I think the neck is going to be a little too big as it stands right now. We'll fix that as we go. So then we'll start getting some little hair bits. I'm going to add a little bit more detail to the hair than I did before, but not much. Just to give it a little more chunkies. Ain't nothing wrong with some chunkies. You're telling me you got a problem with chunkies? I don't think so. I don't think so, boss. And then this is still going to be really closely cropped in. The little buzz cut segment. Might need to push that out a bit more. Whoop. Maybe something like that. Hello, Nick Sedan. Welcome in. We're just working on a spontaneous piece here. Doing some rat fan art. Trying to make a piece in the limited time we have. 2 hours. 2-hour time limit. This will also be an example of how you can just like get something done if you need to. Let's get a mouth in there, sort of the devious smile. There is a cat. There is a cat attempting to get in my lap. I'm trying to draw, man. I'm trying to draw, Olive. Olive literally does not respect the arts. She is not a patron of the arts. Okay, I think we're going to take this whole head and shift it down a bit. Because I don't think you'd see that much of the neck at this angle. Maybe even bring the collar up a little more. Okay, this is looking like something. This is looking like a piece of art, if I do say so myself. Oh, that's right. She's got some of these as well. Because of course she does, because I made her. Because she is my creation. So of course she does. Eyebrows. And then of course once again I've chosen to rotate the pose. I guess I could flip it, but once I flip it, I gotta really start reckoning with my whole situation and my choices. And I can already tell there's gonna be some stuff I need to reckon with here. I think stage 1, though, whole body smaller. Yeah. Whole body smaller. That's gonna be good. Olive, you are not helping. I don't want your producer feedback right now. Please stop digging into my pants. You will be eliminated from the premises. Okay, you gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. Bye. Oh my God. She pulled a whole thing out of my pants. I literally hate this cat. Oh my God. These were my pants that were not ruined by her, and now she's ruined them. Oh my Lord. Why did she do this to me? Okay, well, what can you do? How did you decide how extreme the foreshortening on the stick should be? I honestly still haven't decided. I'm still kind of thinking about that. I'm still thinking about a lot of things. Cause something, I gotta fix something. Something's weird. But I think this is like, you know, part of the process that I think is important to acknowledge, which is just put stuff down. Put stuff down and then go back to it and look at it and be like what's working, what's not working. And then you can fix it from there. Let's make this thinner. And maybe do that. And then her coat's kind of got this situation going on. Once again, I'm doing everything the opposite of the reference image because I'm stupid. Just sort of like a stupid guy, I guess. Now I'm gonna have to fix this. That's looking a little better. And it's got like these situations on it, which we can work out more of as we go. Okay, I think maybe a bit of rotation might do me some good here. And then I think the legs need to be different. The legs need to be different, but how? But how remains to be seen. Okay, we're getting somewhere with this. Let's work on the arm a little more here. Try to get that more in shape. Do I want like evidence of another shoulder over here? I can have like some of the sticky uppies, because I haven't even done the sticky uppies yet. But it's very important that you get your sticky uppies in order. So maybe something like that. Get some of those in there. Yeah. And then, as established previously, we don't know what the pants are supposed to look like because I never drew the full pants to begin with. So the pants can be anything, and no one can tell me I'm wrong. And maybe more on this. And then bring the wrist in a little more, perhaps. Oh, and then she does have these helpful bands on her arm. Life hack, put bands on your character's arms to more easily indicate the angle of their arm. Do I want another arm? It's possible. We can mess with it. Could have like an arm coming out. She kind of got a little more jacked. She kind of got more jacked since last time we saw her, huh? Maybe she had to like do some busting of heads and whatnot. Maybe an arm here? Holding something? Holding what? Baseball? She just wants to play baseball. Maybe season 2 Rat is jacked. It's a new season, and you know what that means. Rat is jacked. Could even be a down, like a downturned hand, perhaps. With cigarette? You know she has cigarette. Nah. We'll think more about it. Let's do I'm gonna make this bigger. Consider how much I actually want. More rotation? Less rotation? How much of her do I want in the frame? We'll figure that out as we go. Let's see, it's 3:30. Let's do a flip. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. I see that maybe this should go more like this. I'm actually not mad at this flip at all. This is like fine. The ear, I think, is in the wrong place slightly. You go up. We're going up, up, up. We should make this longer so that it goes over the collar, which means we should make this longer as well. Adjust this eyeball. Don't like this. I want to keep that line. This needs to be more extreme of an angle. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Get rid of it. We're gonna fix it. Just goes to show you the flipping. The flipping is very important. Suddenly you got the vision. The vision that you never had before. This has this thing on it as well, I know. And then maybe nothing wrong with a little mullet. Rat has a tail also. I gotta remember the tail. Maybe the tail is a good excuse to get like something over here. Oh, you know what? Maybe the other arm is gonna be like... Hold on, get the tail out of here. Tail's in my way. Let's zoom out a bit here. Maybe I want the other arm to be sort of a... Like it's gonna be totally in shadowed because it's further back. Type situation. That could be cool. That could be cool. Do we want to do like a... Much to consider there. I like the idea of having it out like this though. Whether it's fully shaded or not, I think that looks nice. Perhaps compositionally. Yeah, let's... I'm trying my best to not just descend into complete mumbling. I think it needs to go lower on account of the angle of the body. Yep. Yep. Another helpful tip if you're working on a piece and you're working digitally, just move stuff around. Just move stuff around and see if you like it. And then, yeah, well, we can just have it like... And then someone just suggested having the cigarette over there with like the glow. I like that. I like that. And then big pants. Maybe they got like some similar designy elements to them. She's probably got pockets. Seems like in this line of work you would need some pockets. Uh-huh. I'm liking how this is coming out so far. Let me flip you also. Oh god, I'm flipping everything. Everything is getting flipped. It needs to be this. I've like cherry picked which features I've just arbitrarily moved to the other side, and so now there's like no way for it to actually be correct. Which is cool. That's a cool thing I've done. This does, though, show me that I think when I drew the original, I probably did not flip it that much, because I'm seeing some wonkiness for sure. But hey, you live and learn. All I know is we need to get the cool eye details. They have to be on this side because we need to see them because they are important for the character to look cool. So I don't care what's right. I don't care what's wrong. What do I care about? The character looking cool. This will go around like that. And I don't think I ever determined what this shit was on her damn head. I think I just said it was cool cybernetic nonsense. Make this lower. This is another large part of sketching for me, is just adjusting the positioning of things so they aren't constantly tangenting with each other. So this way the eyebrow will bump into that. And it won't be in the way. Yeah. This is a certified yeah situation. Okay, tail. Let's figure out some tail stuff. I'm gonna make a new layer, a tail layer. Yeah, rule of cool, of course. And it's not like this is for a show or anything. It can be inconsistent. Because I feel like the tail has the possibility to be like a fun compositional element. But I don't want it to like get in the way. So maybe it comes up and around like this. It's kind of intersecting with the hand weirdly. Now we get to play where can I put it where it doesn't tangent with anything. Rat tails taper to the end because no fur. That is true, but also you got to consider she's not actually a rat. Her name is just Rat. And I think I drew her with more of a monkey tail. Yeah, it's definitely more of a monkey tail. Just because I like the monkey tail as a person who grew up watching Dragon Ball. Oh no, it's all good. I was just joking. Okay, I feel like this is a good starting point. It's been 42 minutes, so I think this is a good time to move on to some inking. Now we also have to decide, do I like it better this way? Or do I like it better this way? And do I want to rotate it even more? Let's merge these layers. Let's zoom out. Kind of works either way, huh? And then also compositionally speaking, sometimes I like to figure out the composition by just putting it in a box and then seeing. So let's make a box. Maybe, because I kind of want it to be a bit of a narrow composition. Because I want you to feel like you're in an enclosed space. You're trapped like a rat, perhaps. Let's invert the area here. Let's see. Because then I can take this sketch and I can sort of just move it around. So maybe we start with something like this. And then I was thinking about, for the background, I need like a low angle. Let's see, low angle city. This is kind of sick. Let's see how this does for us here. This appears to be, I'm just finding stuff on Pinterest, by the way. This appears to be a photo by Mariana Fernandez. I'm just gonna put it in here and like see. Maybe if we did, oh, that would frame it pretty cool style. If we did something like this. Obviously not as detailed because I don't have 100 million years. But this will be the reference point. I can like block out some of these shapes. Cool. All right, let's do some inking. Zappy POV, you're getting your ass kicked and are in Europe now. That's right. It's because you tried to escape. You thought you could get away, but Rat found you. Okay. I also should say, normally when doing a piece, I like to do it over multiple days because you can always come back in with fresh eyes. and you'll notice stuff you didn't notice before. So like there's stuff about this that I know I'm not seeing right now that if I came back and looked at it tomorrow, I'd be like, oh yeah, obviously I should fix that. But this is for demonstrational purposes, you know? And when I ink, I'm using the Good Pen, by the way, which I think is not in the store anymore, I've heard, which is really unfortunate, but I just like to start with like whatever line calls to me and then just go from there and just sort of vibe it out. We need to decide the canon country for Rat. I felt like, I think in the original episode, Rat was in like a fictional city. I think we called it Chromata City because Julia had brought up the term chromaticity. And we're like, it was Chromata City. It's like a cyberpunk neo-noir type of thing. Get the piercings in here. As many people know already, inking is my favorite part. And because of that, I'm very fast at it, and then I don't get to do it for very long because it ends really quick. One of life's little cruelties. The thing you like doing the most, you get the best at. We'll just make that filled in. Something I'm not liking about this line. I like it better now. And then the inking's also a nice phase to like solidify some of your like looser ideas. I try to add in usually a little more shape language if I feel like some was missing, like make the shapes a little more dynamic and defined in the inking phase. This is also the time where I like to zoom in and out repeatedly. Do you prefer inking as a vector or raster layer in CSP? I always just do a raster layer. I think there's like benefits to doing it vector, but I've done it raster for so long that I'm just used to it. There's like benefits to doing it vector, but also there's like some weirdnesses with it too. Like it feels a little different to me to do it that way. And since this isn't like for anything, like a poster or a company or something, it doesn't really matter. I'll never need to make it infinitely large anyways. Oh, we're ratting now. We're ratting now. We're getting ratty. I'm liking this so far. I'm trying to remember. I got to pull the reference back up again. What was your collar doing? Just like a little down and over situation. Sort of like this. Oh, except it needs to line up with the needs to line up with the line of the other part of your coat. That's going to be important for functionality purposes. Got to make sure you have a functioning coat. I also like to, I zoom way in when I'm inking. I feel like it helps me. If I'm zoomed further in, I can get like really big arm movements for the lines. And I think it helps me make the lines a little more dynamic feeling. Whereas if I'm zoomed out, I don't have like as far to move. And I also can't like see the quality of the line as much. I like to get in there and then do big arm movements. It just feels nice. Give it a try. You'll notice too, sometimes when I'm inking, I will take rounded shapes and then make them into these like kind of lumpy polygons. Sometimes I just think it gives it like a stronger sense of shape to do it that way. If you're like trying to highlight the like the shape of the shoulder and whatnot. Then we can also make the lines get thicker as we come down here. That was too thick, too fast. Go like this. And we'll have these up here be very thick. Maybe even go over it a couple times for more action. Then we got these up here. I did a really poor job of indicating where these were supposed to go for myself. Got a little too messy. I don't think that's curved enough. That's probably fine for now. I'm still not sure if it's curved enough, but I don't think I really feel like messing with it. Okay, then we go big lines, big lines, big lines. We're doubling the lines to make them a little messy on purpose. And then maybe we'll have like some dings and whatnot on this. On the bat, on the cudgel. Don't need that part to be so thick. Yeah. I also like to turn off the sketch occasionally just to get a sense for how things are looking. That's looking pretty good so far. Good enough for me. Then we'll get the shirt. Sometimes it's good too to just like throw down some lines and like see what happens. See if you like it. And this part back here is probably going to be completely blacked out, but I don't think I'll ink it yet. Or fill it, I should say, in case I want to do something else with it. Push the pants a little bit. Just messing with some different ideas here. Seeing like how thick I want the... How thick you want your pants to be. You want thick pants? Maybe we just go like that for now. Try to get some more fun shapes here. Thin lines to indicate the stitching. And this can be thicker. The thickest pants. Pants for, you want it to be like a sleeping bag that you wear as pants. Okay, I'm seeing the vision here. I'm seeing my own vision. I hope this class too helps to show you if you're someone who struggles with like getting a project done or with like the fear of starting a project that you don't have to like go in with anything. In fact, I rarely go in with something. I go in with like next to nothing and then just figure it all out by doing stuff. And it's a lot easier to figure it out by doing stuff than it is to like think up the entirety of how it's going to look in your head ahead of time, because it never will look like how you thought it should. Never in a million years. Get a hand on that ball. And then this will be the cigarette. Doing something over here. Undoubtedly. That's looking pretty good. I feel like I could have maybe pushed the foreshortening a little more on the arm. Probably could have made it bigger. Probably could have made this part a little bigger. But that's like the stuff you learn through doing it, through doing stuff. Do stuff, try it out, see what you like, see what you don't like. Okay. Let's get the tail going here. Want that to hit right about there. We are not having any tangents today. No tangents. I'm just realizing I've not saved this file at all. Maybe I should do that real quick. Let's see, what is this? This is Drawfee Streams 2025. The hell's the date today? The 19th. 12/19/2025 DrawClass. 12/19/2025 DrawClass. Don't be like me, save your work. Save your work while you're working on it. I do feel like too, this is a fun exercise if you have like old characters that you want to redraw, because you can kind of see the places where you've improved and changed, and that's always really fun. Okay, you get out of here. It's 4 o'clock. Okay, I'm actually kind of on schedule. I'm a little behind. I was hoping to be on to the coloring and background by now, but I'm almost done inking. We're going to be like 5 to 10 minutes behind schedule. You did that thanks to the character critique, like redrew like an old character. It's always fun. It's always fun just to see like how you've progressed and how you've changed. And how like the things that would have been like your default style choices then are no longer the choices you would make. But you're also still obviously you when you draw, whoever you are. That's why whenever people ask me about developing an art style, I'm always like, that's the fun thing. You don't have to develop it. It comes free with your drawing stuff. It's baked into your brain and arm. And it changes based on what new influences you expose it to. But there's always going to be parts of it that are just sort of based on the choices you like to make. Okay. Yep. 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 Do it a little differently. I like the sort of very flat looking teeth on Rat. They make me laugh. Very cartoony, like studio trigger ass teeth. Okay. Now for the eyes. And we'll probably end up coloring over the inks for the eyes, I think, like I did in the original. Just trying to get everything to line up here how I want. Is that how I want? Or is like that how I want? Or is like that how I want? Nobody knows. Nobody knows how I want it. Not even me. Is that how I want? No, something's bugging me here. Something's bugging me. Something ain't right with these eyes. We must fix. This one is too long. I think we'll all agree. And then let's try putting this one back in. Except also I can't afford to get lost in the weeds here either because I don't have the time. KirbyCom, you fell asleep so you're late, but tasty line art. Thank you, thank you. I'll zoom out in a sec so you can actually see. I'm currently engaged in combat with the eyeballs, but the rest of it I actually quite like. This is wrong, for sure. Maybe if I do this, it will help me. I think this, the hair might be slightly in my way. This is also a common problem I run into, which is that something like the eyes are so particular. If it's like a little bit weird, it's really noticeable. You gotta get it like just right, and it becomes more noticeable when you're inking than when you are sketching, for sure. Oh, let's see, big eyes, big eyes. Zoop, zoop. It's really hard to line eyes when I've already made them nice in the sketch. Yeah, it is. It's one of those weird things where it's just, I think it's because it's where the human eye is like so drawn to, is that space. So you really got to make sure it ain't too jacked up. This is definitely still a little bit jacked up, but I think it's getting better. I think I'm unjacking it with each passing moment. Because I do want her to look a little unhinged. A little strange. That ain't bad. Maybe I need to bring this up a little more. I think it's about to be as good as it's going to get for the sake of this demonstration. You really like these eyes personally, but I don't know what you're going for. Yeah, that's another thing, is that sometimes it's just whoever the artist is, it's whatever's in their brain. What's bothering me is there's just something weird. There's something weird, and I'm not sure what it is. Let me put the eyebrows on. How about that? I think that it was partially that I had made the eyes too big. Although I still like them in the sketch. Man. Man, what's your freaking deal? Whatever. This is going to be fine for now. I'll come back to it if I have time. But classic artist stuff. But I've only got 50 minutes remaining to do a lot of things, so the part of this where I'm timing myself, I don't recommend you do that. I recommend you give yourself all the time in the world. there's no need to rush unless you're me right now. In which case there is need to rush. Okay, that's looking pretty good, but because I moved the eye, I need to change this situation. And I just have to bring that in a little more. And then maybe get rid of some of this line. That's looking not bad. Olive, what did I literally tell you? You gotta go. You can't be here right now. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I'm down with that. I think I maybe could just thicken up some of these outer lines just a touch. And then we simply must move on. We simply must. But I do like kind of getting this scuzzy outline look. Okay, cool. That'll do for now. We should get some local colors in here. Oh, you know what I should do? I should just get the palette from the episode. Because we had the palette. Drawfee, 4 characters, 1 description. This one. Oh, there was no palette. It was just it was just a description, of course. It was not a color palette challenge. I can still get the flats though. May I have some flats? There we go. It looks really funny. The flats look really funny compared to the final. Okay, this will make coloring go a lot faster. So we're gonna make a layer here. And also, please notice how I don't label any of my layers. That's another artist hack for not knowing what you're doing and being constantly disorganized. Okay, let's not do that. What I would like to do though, actually speaking, is make like a base layer. So we're just gonna do this. And then we're gonna select the inverse. So we're actually going to do, we're actually gonna do this, and then we're actually gonna do, and then what we're gonna do actually, don't worry about it. Nobody worry about it. This is actually fine. We're just gonna get like a dark gray here. Like this. Put that up there. So this will be the base. And then on top of it, we will do the flats. And I am labeling them now. I always label like 3 or 4 layers out of all of them. And then we're just gonna start dumping. Get that in there. We'll fix the eyeballs later. Ear, arm. This arm, which I might end up completely filling in black later. We'll see. Tummy. Tummy. Then we'll do the hair. Like that. I actually really like how this is coming out now that I'm looking at it more. And probably especially because I'm looking at it compared to the original drawing, and I think it's a much better drawing. Even though I still obviously really like the character design of the original, I think this is a much better sketch. Get the eyeballs. This coloring looks so much easier than what I do because my line art style, I don't always connect my lines. Yeah. I kind of have just developed the habit of connecting most of my lines for that exact reason, because it just makes things go a lot faster. Much faster. Then we'll get this one. And then we'll get this one. And then big question, do I want to get rid of these lines? Or maybe just make them darker? I'll figure it out later. Oh my god, Rat wears gloves? Oh shit. I forgot about the gloves. Who cares? She's not wearing them right now. Just because you wear gloves once doesn't mean you have to wear gloves all the time. That's ridiculous. Whoops. Okay. Gold, gold, gold. I also didn't put her little bracer on that back arm, but I think it's because I intended to fully shade that arm in black, so we'll see if I do that. And then we'll have some pants-based decisions to make. I think I'm just going to make this square a little lighter and then just put that there. And that's going to be perfectly fine for that. Cigarette. Tail. And then the bat will be, we think like a metal bat or a wood bat? Wood bat? Metal bat? Metal bat. The answer was metal bat all along. And then I think the nail polish was pink. Okay, cool, that's good. So now we got flats, and what we can do, I have this image that I had brought up as to be an example for my background. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower the opacity on this. And I don't really know what color I'm going to make everything yet, but I'm just going to block in some of these shapes. Because they're pretty cool. Making like little minute adjustments to so we'll start with kind of a dark gray for the foreground ones. We'll do something like this. Yeah, if it's like a complex background and I can just find a reference image that kind of does what I'm looking for, then I'd usually rather just do that. Just do a little shape stealing. Okay, then we'll go over here with this building. And then maybe we'll cheat. We'll do a little cheat. Maybe like this. And then we'll have some lighter ones. Also, I'm doing it with the rat layer still turned on, just so I know that whatever I'm putting in is not going to, so I know whatever I'm putting in is not going to interfere with my sort of perspectives here, but also, let me try that whole sentence again. So I'll know that it won't tangent with the inks, and also, so I know what's going to be behind rat. So it doesn't matter if it's behind rat, who cares? No one's going to see back there. Then we'll do like this. Yeah. That's going to be sick. And then this will really set up for, and maybe I'll go with like sort of the same purples vibe that I did in the original. Go for like a homage to the original piece. So let's locate some purples here. We're gonna go really dark purple in the foreground. Maybe even darker than that. And then we'll go up a bit for this one. Maybe desaturate a bit. Yeah. A little more, I think. And then for the sky, it'll probably be like a the moon. You ever heard of the moon? So maybe that actually goes black, and then I'm gonna put a the moon back there. That's not how you put a the moon back there. We'll just put it in, and then we're going to adjust the shape. Because once again, you gotta find where it doesn't Doesn't tangent with anything. Be a... Wow! Oh, wait a second. Happy accident, maybe? Happy accident, big moon mode? Yeah, that's sick. Okay, cool. Then there will be some sort of front light, perhaps a warm glow front light as well, I think. So I think what we do now is we start shading the rat. I wish to shade my rat. Let's get a multiply layer going. We'll go with this shade here. Whoop. Blend that rat clean in. And then we're going to, let's explore the option of warm front light. So let's go with a hard light. We did the purple so we can get some oranges in here. I'm seeing some spots where I didn't fully finish coloring everything, but you know, you can't win them all. And let's see, do I want to do like a soft light situation? That's obviously too bright, but you understand. Or do I want to do... Let me get my soft core brush. Much to consider. Maybe I'll rim light first. Let's rim light first and then we'll go from there. How about that? Is that crazy? So when I'm doing rim lighting, I usually just highlight specific areas and with the magic wand, and then I just go crazy. Man, rim lighting's the coolest. Who invented rim lighting? Was it like George Rim? What's also fun about rim lighting is just cheating it and like putting it in places where the light wouldn't actually hit, like on this part of the face, just because you want to and it's fun. Yep. Yeah, this is looking cool. Probably should get some back here on this bit. And this bit. And we can get that and this and that. And the shoulder definitely needs some of that goodness. And like the arm in general can have some. And then of course the bat. Goes without saying. You get a big one on there. It's just nice to use it too as like a tool to just like highlight little areas if you're worried that it might get lost. Like I want this piece of the hand to stick out. And then tail. And arm. All right, that's good. That's all good. We like what we're seeing here. Then I think I'd like to try and add maybe we go for like a light source. Let's see. Yes. Yes, I like it. And now I can do some further highlighting as well. Because this kind of looks like maybe you've been knocked down and now you're also on fire. So let's do some, because then I can do stuff like maybe hard light. Red light? Yeah. We can light some things from below. Like the shiny buttons. That's looking pretty sick. That's looking pretty sick. That's looking pretty sick. Oh boy. Then of course we could do the same on the bat here as well. I think also we need to get rid of some of this here. It's a little too dark. Maybe I... erase it in such a way I'll worry about that in a second. Actually, let's worry about some of this other stuff first. Like how I would like to get a little bit more of this up here. That actually might be a good way to do it. Just to add a little more to the lower parts. I like that. I like that. This is looking fucking sick, man. Yeah. Okay. Take me back over here. Where I think we can add a touch more to this area. Yep. What if we do like that? Yeah! I'm having fun now. I'm having fun. I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. Just add a little bit to the face. Very light. Because it's further from the light source. We can add a little more here. Art can be fun. Could this really be true? Only sometimes. Only occasionally. If you're really lucky. I think actually it would help to add a little to the hair to make it pop out a little more because it's getting a little lost. Underside of the tail could use a touch. A little bit to the bottom of this hair as well. Just so it stands out from the face. Yeah! Okay. I think then what I would do... well, I really sped up. I still got 20 minutes left. I want to add some gradients, some more gradients to the background, I think. Although they kind of got gradiented pretty good. The moon, I think, needs to be shiny. Maybe it's just me, but I think the moon should be shiny. Let's add some glow there. Whoop. That didn't work. Hello? What have I done? Oh my god, there it is. I know what I done. What I done is I'm kind of stupid. I think maybe bring it in a bit more. Yeah, that looks cool. I think that looks cool. Do I think that like in between these layers, I could add a little something? Entirely possible. Like maybe we do a little multiply layer and just see. No, not like that. That's for sure. Maybe we do an overlay layer. That looks kind of cool. Adds a little more definition betwixt even. Yeah. Yeah, I'm digging it. You could say I'm digging it. I think, in fact, I'm going to get rid of the, I've just realized that, like, the actual piece is still technically flipped the other way. No, it looks better this way. I think you have to do, like, transform. No, not like that. You got to do it with everything. You got to go... Flip canvas horizontal. The real way. Permanently. Okay, now... we're going to actually crop it. This is looking really cool. Should we do some futzing perhaps? Some fun futzing? That's usually what I do at the end, is I just start like tossing stuff on top of it and seeing what I like. What is... I'd like an adjustment layer, please. Let's mess with the levels a little bit here. Just give it a touch more brightness. I think that's fine. And then what about, because I got some stuff over here. Oh, what about like the auto actions? Where's the auto actions? I don't even remember where those are. Auto actions. Auto actions. If you was the auto actions, where would you be? Window. Auto action. I found you. Okay, let's just take everything, put it in a folder, duplicate the folder, merge the folder, and now we can mess around. Let's mess with like a retro blur. Let's see. Ooh! That looks pretty sick, actually. It did merge everything, which I didn't really need it to do. Ooh! I like that. That looks awesome. Oh, there's just the blur layer by itself. That's neat. And do we think there's like some... What about a VHS screen effect? Is that crazy? I'm not so certain that did anything. My baby is crying. I don't know if you hear him down there. I feel like I definitely used this one wrong. But I like the blur a lot. I'm gonna stick with the blur. And then what about some like paper texture or something? Let me look through all of my assorted garbage here of things. These are all like halftone textures. Paper textures. Maybe a bit much. See if there's like a nice subtle one. That one's pretty good. That one's too much. I can also find a one that I like and then like turn it down. Just to add like a little bit of texture. I ain't mad at that. Sweet, I think this actually came out great. Oh, you know what I wanted to do, but it's kind of too late now? I was going to make the eyes glowing. It's actually never too late. It's actually never too late to do anything if you believe in yourself. If I believe in myself, I can remove the multiply layer from the eyes. That's what we're talking about. The ember of the cigarette, it's too late for the cigarette. That one it is too late for. Then I can delete this stuff. Duplicate this. Merge this. Bring back up the auto action. Retro blur. Now we're done. Now we're finished. All right, sweet. I hope this was helpful to see like the whole process start to finish of like figuring everything out and messing around. And I also hope it's like encouraging in the way of like, you know, we don't have it all figured out. Most of the time we're just tossing stuff together and seeing what works and then trying to do what works good and not do what not works good. But I think a lot of times people think that, you know, artists of a higher level than them, like they just know what they're doing at all times and can just throw stuff together. But it just takes a lot of work and a lot of finagling and messing around with stuff. I think it would be fun if I pull up the, let's see. We do a little compare and contrast here. Here's the original, here's the new one. I think, honestly, this is a massive improvement. And I'm pretty psyched by the progress that I'm seeing here. It's like the same thing, but way cooler. Man, I wish I'd done this for a speed draw. Would have been a great one. In any case, that's where we're going to stop for today. Thank you to all the patrons at this tier. Really appreciate all of your support. If you're watching this later, you can join this tier to be in the chat while we do these draw classes. And we also often do like art critiques and things like that of the viewer work. So consider joining at that level if you see a class you like. You can also pop up to the tier just for the class, for one class, and then go back down. But that's going to be it for today. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate all y'all. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.